The supermarket was unusually quiet that evening. Fluorescent lights hummed above, casting a cold, steady glow on the polished floors below Dot. It was one of those winter nights when everyone just wanted to hurry home, curl up under a blanket, and forget about the world outside. But sometimes fate has a different plan. Dot at the self-checkout line stood Emily Carter, 32 years old, nurse, the kind of person who always smiled at strangers, said thank you to bus drivers, and believed that small kindnesses could make a big difference. Her cart was simple: bread, milk, a few frozen meals, and a bouquet of yellow daisies she always bought for her elderly neighbor, Mrs. Thomas Dot. She had no idea that in just a few minutes, a small act of kindness would completely change her life and her heart forever. If you believe kindness has the power to heal even broken hearts, take a moment to like this video, subscribe to Kindness Untold Story, and help us share compassion one story at a time. Before continue, please subscribe our channel and like our video. Emily waited in line behind an older man. His coat was worn thin, the fabric frayed at the cuffs. He clutched a small basket, bread, instant soup, and a carton of milk. His hands trembled as he pulled out a handful of coins. Counting slowly, you could see the quiet desperation in the way his lips moved, whispering numbers, hoping they'd somehow add up. The teenage cashier smiled awkwardly but kept glancing at the growing line. "Sir," she said softly, "you're a few dollars short." The man froze. He patted his pockets, found nothing but lint and a few more coins. The line grew tense, people sighing, pretending to look at their phones. But Emily, she noticed Dot. She saw his thin, shaking hands, the embarrassment in his eyes, and without thinking, she stepped forward. "I've got it," she said gently. The old man turned, startled. "You don't have to, it's okay," she smiled. "Really?" She handed her card to the cashier. The beep of approval felt like the warmest sound in the room. The man's eyes glistened. "Thank you, miss." I didn't expect." "It's no trouble," Emily whispered. "Just promise me you'll stay warm tonight, all right?" He nodded, his voice shaking. "You have no idea what this means." Emily smiled and gathered her groceries. As he shuffled out into the cold night, she didn't even ask his name, because sometimes kindness doesn't need one. The next morning, Emily was back at work in the emergency room. Long hours, fast decisions, heavy hearts. She'd learned to smile through exhaustion, to keep calm when the world around her was chaos. But that day, something unexpected happened. Around noon, paramedics burst through the A doors with a new patient, an elderly man, found unconscious near a bus stop, clothes soaked from melting snow, severe hypothermia, dehydrated, malnourished. When they wheeled him in, Emily froze. It was him. The same man from the grocery store. For a moment, time stopped. She swallowed hard, forcing herself back into focus as the doctor gave quick orders: warm for fluids, oxygen, cardiac monitoring. She did her job. But inside, her heart twisted. As she adjusted his blanket, she noticed a thin chain around his neck, a small locket. Gently, she wiped away the frost and opened it. Inside was a faded photo, a young woman holding a baby, and something about that woman made Emily's breath catch. The face, the eyes, they looked familiar, like her own. Later that night, when her shift ended, Emily couldn't shake the feeling. His name on the chart, Robert Dawson, 70-3. It didn't ring a bell, but when she saw his listed address, her stomach dropped. He lived only 3 blocks from where she grew up. Her mother had never talked much about her childhood. Her father left when she was 3. Wasn't ready to be a parent, her mom had said, and that was all she ever knew. But now, staring at this old man's face, something in her heart whispered otherwise. Could it be? No, that's impossible. Still, she couldn't let it go. That night, She went home and pulled out a dusty box of childhood keepsakes, old photos, drawings. A single letter her mom had kept locked away. The letter was signed by a man named Robert, the handwriting shaky, but tender. I'm sorry I couldn't be there. I made mistakes I can't take back. But I never stopped loving you, my little Emily. Her hands trembled. Tears blurred the ink. The man she'd helped, the stranger she'd paid for at the store, wasn't a stranger at all, Dot. He was her father. The next morning, Emily rushed back to the hospital. Robert was awake, sitting up, sipping warm tea. He looked up and froze. You're the woman from the store, he said quietly. Emily nodded, tears forming. Yes, and he interrupted softly. I knew at the moment I saw you. You look just like your mother. Emily's knees gave way as she sank into the chair beside him. Why didn't you say anything? She whispered. He looked down. Because I didn't think I deserved to. I left when you were little. Your mom didn't want me near you after I messed up. I thought staying away was the right thing. But I kept that photo, he said, touching the locket, because it was the only piece of my heart I had left. Emily's tears fell silently. She had spent her whole life wondering why he left, hating him for it. But now, seeing this frail man weeping with regret, her anger melted into something else. Forgiveness. Why were you living like that? She asked. You didn't even have enough for food. He smiled weakly. I didn't want to be a burden. Some days I made enough for soup. Some days I didn't. Emily reached for his trembling hand. I didn't know it was you, she whispered. He smiled faintly. You didn't need to. You helped me anyway. Weeks passed. Robert's health slowly improved. Emily visited him every day. They talked about her childhood, his regrets, her dreams, his loneliness. There were tears, silences, laughter, and healing. Emily learned that kindness isn't just about helping strangers. Sometimes it's about opening your heart to those who once hurt you and giving them a second chance. One afternoon, Robert took her hand. You gave me something I thought I'd lost forever, he said. What's that? She asked, smiling softly. Family. She squeezed his hand. You gave it back to me too. A few months later, Robert moved in with Emily. She prepared a small room for him, books, warm blankets, and the sound of laughter returning to their home. Every morning, she'd find him watering the daisies by the window, the same kind she once bought for her neighbor. And every night, before going to bed, he whispered a quiet prayer of gratitude. For forgiveness. For family, for a daughter's heart that still believed in kindness. Kindness doesn't always come back right away. Sometimes it takes years, even a lifetime, to circle back. Emily didn't know that paying for a stranger's groceries would pay for something far greater, a second chance at family. And Robert didn't know that the daughter he lost would one day save his life, not just with medicine, but with compassion. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like this video, share it with someone you care about, and subscribe to Kindness Untold Story, because you never know. Your small act of kindness today might change someone's entire tomorrow. Asterisk, Kindness Untold Story, where every act of compassion writes a new chapter of hope. Asterisk.